Greetings, fellow pagan pals. Bella Rosa here, and today I want to do a pagan pillow talk session where I talk about my experiences as a witch, as a pagan, and other witchy related topics. I want to give you guys a life update on what's been going on in my life. We have been going through a bout of really bad luck here under this witchy household, but through our spirituality and religious beliefs, we were able to turn that around, and I want to share that with you. So here we go. So a few months ago, we lost a car in a hit and run. That was fun. And although it was a total scare for us, we still had another car to depend on and to fall back on. So financially speaking, it wasn't that much of a burden to bear until we lost our second car that died right in the middle of the highway. Just poof, died. End of story. I couldn't believe that. I was like, really? 2 cars in like a span of 2 months. After we lost our backup vehicle, it just started to really stress us out. In between all that, we were actually looking for a new place to live because our current residence doesn't offer a sense of social gathering when it comes to accommodations. There's no pool, there's no park, there's no clubhouse, nothing like that. And it becomes very isolating after a while, and that's a burden that we just couldn't bear anymore. So with the loss of both of our vehicles, the opportunity to move suddenly just disappeared because it just became too much of a financial burden. And while we were looking for new vehicles and looking for different places to live, it was just such an expense. You can't believe it. I mean, what are the chances? What are the chances we just lose 2 cars right on top of each other? What happened? It just totally drove me nuts. And I was becoming really frustrated because I wanted to live in an area where I could gather with people and be encouraged to get to know my community and my neighbors. I wanted that so badly. And at that point, I was just boiling over and I said, hold up. Well, hold up. There's some bad juju going on here and we need some magical intervention. So in this household, we have 2 altars. One is a Hindu altar for my husband and the other is the one behind me, you guys know. So we decided to call upon the goddess Lakshmi, whose energies are related to good fortune and wealth and prosperity. And we also used a green apple instead of a red one. A green one is usually related more to prosperity and good fortune and money, while the red is usually related to things like passion and love. And we just decided to do rituals at both. We needed some serious guidance. We put 2 green apples at both altars and we went full-on ritual and full-on puja, which is the Hindu term for ritualistic worship. And we did everything. Smudging, chanting, candle lighting, bells ringing. We really wanted to get the attention of positive energy to help work in our favor because it was just too much negativity at once. It was insane. We really focused on visualization and good intent, seeing ourselves getting a good car and seeing ourselves moving into the neighborhood that we desired and just totally envisioning this good energy coming into our household, coming into our lives. So here we are in full ritual, putting our positive intent into basically these apples. The next day we ate the apples and immediately following that, our luck started to change. It was like all the positivity was like drawn into these apples and then we ingested them. It was like totally crazy. A place that I really wanted to move to that had absolutely no vacancies whatsoever suddenly called me up and was like, hey, we have this apartment that's even lower in their price range and come on down and take a look at it. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, I just talked to this person and they were telling me like there was no way we can get in. And suddenly a vacancy was available and it was in our price range and it was in a really nice neighborhood with a pool and a clubhouse and, you know, pathways so you can walk around and say hello to your neighbor. It was just like amazing. We still needed the car. Now, mind you, up until we did the rituals, I was having like a mini panic attack. I was like, how are we going to be able to afford this car and the house and another car and blah, blah. I was just driving myself nuts. All the time that we were looking, it just never happened. We just kept on hoping and hoping for like, come on. Suddenly that car became available to us and we just took it. And we were just like, thank you. And we just took it. It was just like this one vehicle that just came out of the blue. We just so happened just to come across it. I mean, really, it was like overnight. Suddenly our luck changed. it really goes to show, you know, in your time of desperation and needs, turn to your spirituality, turn to your faith, turn to the people who are concerned about your well-being. It really helps. It helps you just to have some peace of mind. And I was so thankful. And I often wonder, you know, what if I didn't go out of my way to perform these rituals? What would have happened? You could go crazy thinking about things like that, but I'm happy that I was able to gather my knowledge of my spirituality and to ask for help. Now we're enjoying our car, we're getting ready to move, you know, it's like night and day. It's just so different and positive, and we're just really looking forward to a new journey ahead of us. If you like what you saw here today and you want to be kept up to date on the latest episodes, then subscribe now, become a Pagan Pal, like up this video, and I'll see you next time for another episode of My Pagan Pal Crafts and Such. Bye!